Since it's October, the spooky season, I thought it'd be best to have a look at a very special spooky episode of Around the Twist. This episode is called Dog by Night. The episode starts off with Linda meditating in the park and she's taken a vow of silence. Now I wish my wife would take a vow of silence. Maybe I'd get some work done, you see. Pete is in panic because his ex-girlfriend is seeing someone else. Now just pause it right there. Look at this dude. He looks exactly like Pete. It looks like bloody The Rock and The Rock's stunt double. It's so creepy. They don't even mention it. They're literally twins, and they don't even bring it up. That's probably the scariest thing about this episode. Anyway, they go to the circus. This Greatest Showman dude explains that this flea thing is going to do a heap of tricks. Pete goes inside, and these three absolute baddies say hello to him.
Hi, Pete.
Lucky dog. So Pete says hi back to these Kim Possibles, and the entire crowd, as if they rehearsed it, just tells him to shut up. Shut up! Been there, dude. That's rough. Pete takes his seat and the show begins. I'll just quickly sum up what the flea is attempting to do. So basically it's going to get into a cannon, get fired out of the cannon, do a heap of flips over the audience, hit a trampoline, bounce back and land in a heated, small, miniature pool. Too bad it's a flea and you're not going to see anything because, well, it's a flea. What's the point? The conductor, the showman, the circus dude, I don't know what the name is. He fires the flea and it hits Pete straight in the head. The flea sort of bounces down Pete's face, goes on his neck and bites him straight in the neck. The crowd tells him to shut up again. And then the crew head home. This is when Pete starts acting a little bit weird, or weirder than normal. Stepmom asks him for a couple of baby names, because they're having a baby soon. Pete replies with, maybe you should go with Fido or Buster. Now this is interesting. This is very interesting. Why would he choose those two names, I wonder? Why would he choose those two names? Two names you would find in dogs. That's interesting. But it gets a little bit more interesting. Pete's dad is bringing out a plate of ribs. He places the ribs on the table and Pete, like an uncontrollable animal, just goes after those ribs and starts gnawing on. That's kind of like my new diet. I'm on a seafood diet. If I see food, I eat it. And it gets a little bit more weird when his father asks him the question, why is your nose wet and cold? Pete replies, because I'm a good boy, and that's what good boys do. When they're healthy, they have wet noses and cold noses. And this is when I realized something. I think Pete might be a dog, because his stepmom says this.
Yeah, if you're a dog.
She straight up just accused him of being a dog, which makes sense because, well, he's always scratching, he's eating anything he wants. He said to call your baby Fido and Buster. Like, these things are adding up. I think that vampiric flea might have had the old turn you into a werewolf disease. Hard cut to old dog boy in bed and he's just having an absolute nightmare. I wonder what he's dreaming about. I have a theory. Either he's dreaming about vacuum cleaners chasing him, or maybe his ball got stuck under the couch and he hasn't got anyone to get it for him. Or maybe his owner called him a bad boy. Anyway, it's a full moon tonight, and well, that means Pete's forehead grows. Now, this boy is straight werewolfing in London. He is going crazy. So Pete escapes the lighthouse. He's all dogged up. He's just doing what dogs do. He's barking at people. He's peeing on trees. He's falling in love with neighbour's dogs. She's giving him a bone so he can give her a bone. If you know what I mean. Pete's a dog. So after falling in love with the neighbour's dog, Pete overhears the owners of the dog, which happens to be his ex-girlfriend, with her new boyfriend, the Pete doppelganger, watching them through like some trees and over a fence and stuff. Starts to get a bit jealous. Just remember, he just found a new bloody dog wife, and now he's getting jealous of his ex-girlfriend. It's kind of like a dog with two dicks, if you know what I mean. He doesn't know what to do. So he jumps to the fence and absolutely rips the shreds out of the new boyfriend, and I think he kills him because you never see him again for the rest of the episode. Pete wakes up on the doorstep of the lighthouse, and he's been out all night, so his dad is furious. He gets a real talking to.
When are you going to wake up to yourself? Stop acting like an animal and start behaving like a normal human being.
Pete, when are you going to stop acting like a vicious animal werewolf dog half-boy freak and start acting like a teenage boy? Now that I say those two things back to back, they actually are pretty much the same things. Teenage boys are not that different from a werewolf teenage boy. I've seen Teen Wolf. It would have been the same movie if he didn't have wolf powers. They're just dogs. Teenage boys are just dogs. Pete finds the bone that the dog from last night gave him, and he starts to just remember how much he loves her. He's gone from one bitch to another. So now the whole family's sort of questioning if Pete's this werewolf dog thing. You know, he said to the mother, "Oh, you should name your son Fido." You know, and he started eating some meat. Like, he's given some dog vibes. And then he does this. So now Bronson and Linda know that their dog of a werewolf is their brother. Now Bronson and Linda know that their dog of a brother is a werewolf. And it's a full moon again tonight. I don't even know if that's possible, having 2 full moons back to back. I think you can only have like one a month or something. But you know what they say? Some things are strange when you're going around the twist. So now Pete's gone all dog mode again. And Dog Pete and Dog have a beautiful night together. Very romantic. They have a long run in the park together. They start taking photos together. Pete reads her a book, which is kind of strange, because I don't think the dog would even understand what he was saying. And in this one, they're sharing a plate of spaghetti, which is like Lady and the Tramp. But in this case, I don't know who the lady is and who the tramp is. They're both bitches to me. And then Pete teaches her how to Dougie, I meant. So K9 and Pete howl at the moon together. And this is when the rescue pound catches up to him. They grab Pete, throw him in doggy prison. And that's where he spends the night. And Tony gets him in the morning. And he's like, "Dude, why are you being such a dog? Just stop being a dog. I'm sick of you dogging around." And Pete explains, well, he's actually a dog trapped in a human body. He's like, "I'm a dog, bark, 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 dog, dog, dog. I like to have sex with dogs." But then Pete looks over and he sees his dog girlfriend cheating on him with another dog. I don't cry much, but this was sad. For someone who's been cheated on before, this was hard to watch. Because I know what it's like when a bitch cheats on you. Like, Pete was willing to change for this dog. Like, physically change into a dog. Not just emotionally change and get better. He was willing to go from a man to a dog. Normally women want dog men to turn into men. This dog wanted a man to turn into a dog man. And she just threw him away like some kind of chew toy. And that's basically the end of the episode. Pete gets his heart broken. The crew sort of catch the flea towards the end and give it back to the Hugh Jackman Greatest Showman dude. But I think Pete can't turn back into a werewolf because the vampire flea was meant to bite him 3 times and only bit him twice or something. I don't really understand the vampire lore, to be honest. I don't know, like, it's a vampire flea, but if you get bitten by it, it turns you into a werewolf. Whew, straight over my head. I have no idea. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. This is a bit different. I thought I'd just do the whole thing in front of a green screen because it's fun and it feels a bit more wacky. Subscribe, like, let me know if you like this green screen format. It was kind of fun to do. It's going to be a prick to edit. Anyway, I'll see you all in the next video.